Welcome to No Excuse Academy, where success begins with discipline. No Excuse Academy, helping students study smarter and achieve more. In every school system, students are assessed to determine how well they understand what they have been taught. One of the most common ways of measuring academic performance is through grading systems. Many students focus only on passing exams or obtaining high scores without fully understanding what grades actually represent. In this episode, we will explore academic grading systems, how they work, and how students can use grades as tools for improvement rather than sources of fear or pressure. Let us begin by understanding what academic grading means. Academic grading is a method used by schools and educational institutions to evaluate and communicate a student's level of performance in tests, assignments, projects, class participation, and examinations. Grades provide information about how well students understand the subjects they study. Different schools and institutions may use different grading methods. Some schools use letters such as A, B, C, D, and F. Others use percentages or numerical scales. Some institutions also use grade point systems to calculate overall performance. Although the systems may vary, the main purpose remains the same, which is to assess learning and monitor progress. Grades help teachers identify students who may need additional support. They also help students recognize areas where they are performing well and areas that require improvement. However, many students make the mistake of believing that grades alone determine intelligence. This is an incorrect way of thinking. A grade is simply a measurement of performance at a particular moment. It does not define a student's value, abilities, or future potential. Many successful people experienced academic difficulties at certain stages of their lives, yet they continued learning and improving. Grades should therefore be viewed as feedback rather than labels. Feedback helps students understand where they are and where they need to go. For example, if a student receives a lower grade in mathematics, it does not automatically mean the student is poor at mathematics. Instead, it may indicate that certain topics require additional practice or a different study approach. Students who understand this concept develop healthier attitudes toward learning. Instead of becoming discouraged by low grades, they use them as opportunities to improve. Another important aspect of grading is consistency. Academic performance is not determined by one examination alone. Class tests, assignments, attendance, projects, practical activities, and participation often contribute to overall grades. This means that students should develop consistent study habits rather than relying on last-minute preparation. Small efforts repeated consistently over time often produce better results than occasional intense study sessions. In the next part of this episode, we will explore how students can interpret grades properly, avoid unhealthy pressure, and use academic evaluations as tools for long-term success. Now, let us discuss how students can use academic evaluations to improve their learning and performance. One important principle is learning how to interpret grades correctly. Some students become overconfident when they receive high grades, while others become discouraged when they receive lower grades. Both reactions can create problems. High grades should encourage students to continue working hard rather than becoming complacent. Low grades should encourage improvement rather than creating fear or hopelessness. Students should ask useful questions whenever they receive results. Questions such as, what did I do correctly? Which areas need improvement? What mistakes did I make? How can I improve my study methods? These questions transform grades into learning tools. Another important factor is avoiding unhealthy comparison with other students. Every student learns at a different pace. Some students understand certain subjects quickly, while others require more time and practice. Comparing yourself constantly with classmates can create unnecessary stress and anxiety. Instead of competing with others, students should focus on competing with their previous performance. The goal should always be personal improvement. Academic evaluation should also motivate students to develop better study habits. For example, students who notice weaknesses in a particular subject can create study schedules, seek assistance from teachers, join study groups, or practice additional exercises. Small adjustments can create significant improvements over time. Students should also understand that success is broader than grades alone. Academic performance is important, but skills such as communication, discipline, creativity, problem solving, and critical thinking are also valuable. Education is not only about collecting scores, it is also about developing knowledge and abilities that prepare students for life. Another important aspect of academic evaluation is self-reflection. Successful students do not simply look at a report card and move on. They take time to think carefully about their performance and learning habits. Self-reflection allows students to ask important questions such as, did I study consistently? Did I manage my time effectively? Did I understand the concepts properly, or did I only memorize information? Was I distracted during my preparation? These questions help students understand the reasons behind their results. Sometimes the issue may not be lack of intelligence or ability. It could simply be poor study habits, weak time management, lack of focus, or ineffective learning methods. When students identify these factors early, they can make adjustments before future assessments. Students should also celebrate progress, even if it seems small. For example, moving from a lower score to a slightly higher score is still a sign of improvement. Growth often happens gradually rather than suddenly. Recognizing small achievements builds confidence and encourages students to continue putting in effort. Learning is a journey, and every improvement is a step forward toward greater success. Let us summarize the key points from this episode. First, grading systems are used to measure academic performance and learning progress. Second, different institutions may use different grading methods, but their purpose remains the same. Third, grades should be viewed as feedback and opportunities for improvement rather than labels. Fourth, students should avoid unhealthy comparison with others and focus on personal growth. Fifth, academic evaluations can help students identify strengths and weaknesses. Finally, true success involves continuous learning, improvement, and development beyond grades alone. Remember, grades can tell you where you are today, but they do not decide where you can go tomorrow. Your future depends not only on scores, but also on your effort, discipline, mindset, and willingness to continue learning. If you found this episode helpful, subscribe to No Excuse Academy and turn on notifications so you never miss future lessons. No excuses, just learning, just results.